Recently, someone asked me what I would do if I had an autoimmune condition. Now, as a preface, obviously, I'm just a dude who's into herbs and who researches them and takes them. I'm not a doctor, so it's not medical advice. But if it were me, what I would do is a couple things. So I'll go over some dietary strategies and exercise as well as herbal strategies. So first thing is just as a reference, I used to be really allergic to cats, and if I even just if there was a cat in the room, or if someone had been around cats, whatever, if any of that got near me, I would immediately start to get itchy eyes, my nose would start to run, and then eventually sometimes it would get to the point where my eye would just swell shut because it would get so irritated and inflamed. And then, for the past year or so, I actually lived with a cat for about a year and slept with it, played with it, it was fine, no problem. So through some of the things that I did, I was able to just completely eliminate that allergy, as well as I used to break out with, I'm not sure what you call it, just kind of a rash. There's a name for it, but I don't remember. Eczema, kind of. It would just be kind of like a red rash. It was always in one spot on my leg, and it would just periodically throughout the year, it would just break out and itch and burn, and I would itch it and scratch it so much, and it would just get inflamed and scabby. It was terrible. So that's gone too. So now, if I was in a situation to where I had some sort of autoimmune condition that I was looking to get over, first I would look at my diet, and I would automatically eliminate everything that is irritating and allergenic to me. Everyone's different, so you got to look at your own diet. So most people, that's if they're coming from a standard diet, it's going to be swaggy dairy products, animal products, conventional foods, standard American diet, trans fats, all that stuff. But if you've already moved past that, then you obviously need to evaluate your diet, look at what foods are affecting you in what way, because sometimes foods are irritating to us and we just don't even know it. So that's the first thing. Second would be MSM. MSM is an elemental form of sulfur. It's like a little white powder. You can get it in bags. It's $10 per pound or something. You can just add it into your water every day, drink it down, it's good. But it's massively anti-inflammatory and massively healing and detoxifying to the liver and the intestines, and really helps to rebuild the whole connective tissue of the body. But it has really profound effects for getting rid of allergies and for helping out with things like that. So that would be definitely something I would add in. Second would be potent forms of vitamin C, whether that's camu or amla berry or rose hips, or whatever you're into. A really good form of vitamin C in conjunction with MSM. And then the third part would be the immune factors, meaning reishi, chaga, agaricus. Those would probably be my top three. Reishi, chaga, agaricus, maybe cordyceps, maybe, maitake, or just a formula blend of all of those, or just chaga or just reishi. Those are both great. Those both have a really regulating and modulating effect on the immune system, because they're very rich in the polysaccharides that go in and just educate the immune system to say, hey, over here, this is a good cell, you don't need to attack it, or over here, this is a bad cell, you need to attack it. So it can take deficient conditions and bring them up, or it can take excessive conditions and bring them down, and just restore homeostasis and balance, and then over time strengthen the immune system. Other foods have polysaccharides. Aloe vera has it, goji berries has it, noni has it. There are a few others as well, but the medicinal mushrooms are usually the best source, and you can get it in extracted powders, to where you can get a really potent dose of those polysaccharides and beta-glucans that go in to re-educate your immune system, because they kind of plug in like buddy-buddy with all your white blood cells and killer cells, and just boost it and help it work better, smarter, and more efficiently. And then a physical aspect would obviously be things like yoga, or whether that's hot yoga or whatever yoga you're into, and then some some practice of pranayama or some daily practice of breathing, just to help. Because I mean, 80% of what we detoxify is through the lung. You know, only a small percentage is through the colon and through the urinary bladder. So if we really want to cleanse our body and clear out all the junk that gets, you know, sedimented into our whole respiratory system and our lymphatic system, breathing is like one of the best ways for sure. And then in conjunction with a yoga pose, you know, that can, where you can really get in and just wring out your organs or get a good stretch and breathe into that area and get oxygen and fresh blood in there and get out all the old toxic stuff. So that's something that I would do and just hit it from all angles. And then the last component would be more of a mental thing, which would be looking at and examining the mental patterns and the speech patterns and the belief systems, and stop referring to yourself as a person with a certain thing, because the more you say it, the more you're reinforcing it, and the more you're conditioning your brain to present evidence to support that belief. So it's not to say that you go into denial or that you lie to yourself and tell yourself that you're, you know, free of whatever. That's not really healthy either, but you just need to look at shifting your language patterns. So for example, you could say, rather than I have, you could say I'm in the process of moving away from, or I'm in the process of moving towards, so that you're kind of, you know, casting a spell in a way, or you're just, you know, verbally getting yourself closer to where you want to be, rather than just reaffirming where you're at, which is, you know, truthfully is something you're moving away from. So you're not lying, you're telling the truth, you're telling a better story by saying you're moving away from it, or you're moving towards something more positive. So that's kind of hitting it from all aspects, and that's usually what has to happen to really knock out something that's deep-seated and deep-rooted in our being. So to recap, MSM, vitamin C, the immune food. Also to add on the immune system, colostrum would be really awesome for helping out with so many different things. And that deserves a video in and of itself, but Surthrival's colostrum is the best. Or if you know a local farmer where you can get it fresh, high quality, do that. It's perfect. It's not perfect, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty ideal. That's what I would do. And then lastly, the exercise, the yoga, whether it's hot yoga or whatever yoga you're into, and then a breathing practice, a pranayama practice, something to help cleanse your body. So that's what I would do if I was in a situation where I wanted to move away from an autoimmune condition, using exercise and food and herbs and things like that. And obviously, I'm no doctor, so it's not really telling you what you should do. I'm just saying what I would do, and what's helped me get over my allergies to cats and my like little rashes and stuff that I used to get. So if you have any questions or comments, post them below, and I'll talk to you soon.